And I've got Chris Coyne with me, the winning coach. Chris, how bizarre the whole game, really?
Yeah, it was a funny game. It just didn't feel right from the start. Both teams comfortable, both teams passed the ball, but then there wasn't really a lot of chances. I don't think, apart from when they had that corner, that John Higgins should have got something on. They'd had a chance, and really we'd had 2 or 3. Okay, we should have been 2 up. Gustavo went through, but it's a funny game. It was a funny game. I'd like to watch it again and see why, but it is what it is, and it's the same again. People call it luck, people call it whatever. We score late because we're fit, we're strong, and we keep going. So I'll take it for what it is. It's that time of the year now with Florence slipping up as well, that you can put a brick wall up between yourself and the chasing pack, and I'm pleased that the boys have shown that resolve, that fight, and the winning mentality. It is a mentality, and it's pleasing to see.
Yeah, and Tongi comes up with the goods. He's just paid for the whole transfer.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, exactly. Done his job. We always know we're going to score from set plays because our delivery's good, and I thought he almost could have got one earlier on as well. So, yeah. He's a good player, Tongi. Apart from when he stepped over on the halfway line, he played well today, and it's good to see that, Trent Kay's so versatile. He's such a good footballer that he can just slide in and do a job like he did today, and it's pleasing to know a new player comes in and he can suit, the way that we try and play and the community or the culture that we've got at the club.
Yeah, it seemed to be that with Tongi coming in, I was expecting also to release the midfield a little bit more. You got Jamie back in stock there again. Yeah,
well, I mean, you don't realise how much you miss Sam Mitch until he's not here, because he's such an attacking threat that he's scary. But I thought, defensively, I thought Tongi was superb today, and him and Jamie, apart from, like I said, one slip and a couple of sloppy passes, I thought they were very good, and it was a great goal that they scored, to be fair, ECU, and apart from that there wasn't really another sniff. So you take that one, the delivery was fantastic and a great run from Stu Montgomery and finish. Apart from that, I thought we defended very resolutely. So it is what it is. It was a scrappy game, and credit to ECU, they stuck it out and made a fist of it. Yeah,
they're not a bad side really, and there was no sign of the 10-man defence or anything that even resembled it.
No, we knew. Well, we knew they'd have a go. They always do. They've done it last year when we're on a good run as well, and they'll always come and have a pop, and it's just it's their culture, it's the way they like to go about it, and we knew what to expect. It was crash-outs because they will have a crack, and some of the football, John Higgins is still a cracking player, covers every blade of glass on the pitch. Tommy Ampflett's got cracking ability as well, so they're probably only 1 or 2 short of being a good side. So it was a good test, it was a good game, and it was just a bit scrappy at times, so it was what it was.
Yeah, I would consider John Higgins, I would put him in the cultured class.
Oh, he's cultured. Yeah, he doesn't give the ball away. His decision making, he's a super bright player, and you can see that he should be at the next level. He's that good.
Yeah, a bit of a brain phase from Devon at the end.
No, well, listen, the boys have all said that both goalkeepers, to be fair, didn't do anything, and it's probably easier to single out the one in the yellow and the one in the orange and say off you come, because I've just asked my brother, he had hold of the Joondalup goalkeeper, and all they were doing was just to had hold of each other, and then Devon's come in and just separated them. So we'll have a look at the video, we'll review it, but the pleasing thing for me is that one of our players almost had his leg broke. It was a disgusting tackle, but every single one of my players run in there to protect their mate, and that's that sums it up for me. That's why I'm so proud of the boys and the mentality they've got, the way they work for each other, but they'll die for each other. They'll protect each other, and that was pleasing. So I'm not going to have a crack at someone getting sent off. I don't think it was a red card. I'd pick 1 out of 22 or 2 out of 22, but the fact that all my boys went in there to protect their mate, super pleased.
Yeah, well, as somebody said, he ran the whole end of the pitch, but then again so did the full backs and the centre forwards and everybody else, because all 22 players were involved.
Yeah, but you know what, if he hadn't run in and everyone else and he just stood there watching, I probably would have had a crack at him after the game. So I'm not going to dig Devon out for getting sent off. I think it was easier for the officials to pick them 2 out, and it is what it is, and maybe it makes it easier knowing that we can review it and that you will see exactly what went on. But it was some good football, especially first 20, then ECU got on top, and then we had a spell of about 20 there where we should have put them to bed, but it was a scrappy game at times, and like I said, credit to them, they came to have a go.
Yeah, I think after the first 10 minutes of the second half you sort of took control, and then to a degree I would consider their equaliser possibly a little bit against the run of play.
Yeah, slightly. It was about 5-10 minutes, wasn't it, after Gustavo's chance, so if we'd put them to bed there it would have been dead buried, but like I said, it was a cracking ball in and it was a great finish, but that comes from Devon kicking the ball out of play, throw and go out the other side, when we should have just, sometimes we've got to be less pretty. Just boot it, stick it in row Z, squeeze up the pitch and lock it down. So not blaming Dev for the goal, but that's where they think I nitpick. No, I don't. I see 2 or 3 things that happen before the goal comes in, not the actual goal itself. So disappointed, wanted a clean sheet, but we're still not too heavy on the goals against, so I won't be too disappointed.
And you'll be quite happy with the way the other results went today. It gives you another 2-point breathing space at the top. Yeah,
I thought we'd have 3. I fancied Coburn today. I don't know why. Just the way they set up, the way they go about it. Marco will have them playing and working hard. So we'll take it. It just gives us that bit of a buffer, and we'll go again. It doesn't change anything. We've still got 9 to go, and I think we're 6 at home out of 9, so we've got to win every one.
Yeah, and next week at Inglewood, they're after copying a hiding today, which probably will be bad for you to a degree.
Oh, listen, it is what it is. It's 90 minutes. We respect Inglewood. We love Michael Garcia. Me and Stewie both grew up with Mick, so we know it's going to be a tough game. We know what to expect from them. They'll be a hard team to break down, but we just need to do our jobs. We need to roll our sleeves up, and we need to train hard this week and get ready to go.
Okay, listen, Chris, again, congratulations, and one step closer.
Yeah, we're getting there, mate, but like I said, not too happy with the performance, but it was one of them games that got a bit scrappy at times.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Take care.